A TikToker by the name of I Am 10 Toes spoke out about breaking generational racism among his folks. Check it out.
I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret about white people. Every single white person knows somebody who is racist. Racist towards black people, racist towards Spanish people. We all know somebody. It might be our family member, it might be a distant relative, it might be a coworker, it might be an old friend, but we all know somebody. Personally, I come from a whole family of racist people. Yeah, my entire family is Republican too, okay? My dad's parents are racist, and my mom's parents are racist, okay? So I'm literally going against everything by talking about this. I am putting my own life on the line by speaking about this, and that's what we all should be doing. See, we could have ended this a long time ago, but people like my mom listened to these racist comments that their parents were making and didn't speak out against it. They kept their mouths shut, or they agreed with them silently, you know, but they didn't do anything about it. They continued to let this be passed on generation after generation. So my mom never told me or taught me any racist ideologies. She continued to let it happen because she didn't speak out against it when her parents were talking about it, or my dad's parents were talking. So if you are against racism and you are against discrimination and you're a white person, you need to speak out about it. Otherwise, you are allowing this to continue generation after generation, and you are just as much a part of the problem as anybody else.
So yes, you heard him right. He said that white people could have stopped racism a long time ago by speaking out against it. He brought up his mother as a perfect example. He said, while she may not necessarily be racist, but she allowed racism to continue within, her parent circle and her husband, which is his dad, I guess, by not speaking out against it. And he says, if you're quiet about it as white people, you are pretty much condoning it as well. And so apparently he's going about breaking that and speaking out against it. And he is absolutely right. Racism could have ended a long time ago if white people would have stopped it, because oftentimes we in the black community get charged with stop racism. Oh, we have to do our part to stop racism. But we know we can't stop racism because we didn't start racism. And we know that black people have very little control of anything in this country, let alone stopping racism, right? So I agree with him 100%. It's going to take his folks to stop racism. But see, the problem is we know that they benefit greatly from racism. They always have, right? They've always benefited from racism, which is why they are where they are in society due to the racism that they created. Will white people ever speak out wholeheartedly as, a majority against racism? Probably not. But in the meantime, we as black people can do our part, and that's not vote for racism. Because if y'all notice, he said most of his family are Republican, but it's not just the Republicans. It's the Democrats, too, that are very racist. So we can stop voting for racism, and we can stop spending with racism as much as we can, right? And start pouring into our black-owned businesses so that we can build something of our own. But again, I agree with him. It's on them to stop racism. Will they ever do that? Nah, probably not. But we should do all we can on our behalf to lessen the blow of racism.
My sister and I broke code with those people as schoolgirls. We fought racism as children and refused to join status-seeking groups. Thanks to our dad who showed us the beauty of every culture and armed us with quotes from Malcolm X. We marched with our dad in a Seattle sister march while Reverend Dr. MLK marched on Washington 60 years ago. I was 8. I might be Swedish, but I identify as black, can't help it being in love with Africa since age 3. As a black woman, I'm glad that not all white people who in today's world refuse to understand or see what's really been going. I was becoming depressed to know that my white brothers and sisters couldn't understand this. Remembering Mrs. Harriet Tubman tells us, There were lots of white people helping us get to freedom. They too took chances just as much. God, please protect
Look, I'm
this
a white man. I want to get my perspective on racism. I've been getting so much of it in the comments lately from white people. You know, white people tend to speak differently when it's only white people in the room. My whole life, even since I was young, when I heard that shit, it was disgusting to me. I would hear it and be like, why do y'all speak like that? Why would y'all think in such a way? Where's this hatred coming from? When I see racist white people and I hear things they have to say, I'm ashamed to be the same race as y'all. I just feel kind of disgusted sometimes when I hear, I'm like, what? Because I can never relate to you. It's the way white people feel like they're so right when they say these things. Like they really, really believe these things from the core. That's what bothers me the most. I created this TikTok to do entertainment. And during me doing the entertainment, I've been getting so much hate because I am in a interracial relationship. So now I decided to use my platform to stand for something. Stand to get something. Y'all white people have no reason to feel supreme. No reason to feel better than me. No reason to look down on people. We are all the same. We all bleed the same blood. We're all born from the same way. Stand against y'all. It's time for change.
I'm gonna do my part. White people that know this stuff and study these subjects, just like this man, and can explain it way better than most black people. We need more white PPL to continue doing this, because in the past, when black PPL say this stuff, other white PPL were able to just ignore it and say it's just black PPL making up stuff. But when a white person says it, it hits home better for them. And if we are gonna fight racism, you best believe we're gonna need more than just black PPL standing up and saying something, and we are living in a time where that is coming true more.
Never believe what I heard the other day. Heard a white man on this app talking about the fact that as a white man in the United States of America, that he was no longer free to say the things that need to be said. Seriously? Look, as a white man growing up in the United States, I have never, ever been treated as a suspect. I have never walked into a retail space and had people follow me around because they were nervous that I might steal something. Everyone has always been willing to help me or to direct me to the right person to get help without assuming that my motivations were somehow nefarious. And never, ever have I been pulled over by law enforcement and feared that that routine traffic stop would end in my death. These are things that black people and brown people and people of color and people who belong to marginalized groups in our society report experiencing on a daily basis. When white people in our society get upset when those that are part of historically marginalized groups begin to assert their rights to existence, acceptance, and equality, that should tell you everything you need to know about white privilege and white power in the United States.